What's up, guys? Mount Vernon Kidder coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? I'm here to do some reviews as well. Came on this week, and I guess we'll start it off with ThunderCats this week. Last week's episode, I'll give you a little take on that. Last week's episode was it was okay, but this one was kind of a step up for from last week's episode. This week's episode, which was entitled "What Lies Above," Part 1 before the season finale, I guess, it was interesting because first of all, they finally figured out where the stone was, where one of the soul stone was basically, and it kept pointing up. So basically, they had to find a way to get up there. So we get to see the debut of the feliner in this episode, and it was really funny because actually Panthro, I guess, is scared of heights because he was just freaking out. So they find out where, and they reach a city which is occupied by the birds. And when they land, we are introduced to a modern take of Vulture Man. Yeah, Vulture Man made his debut in there. He was a little bit more regal and sophisticated than his 80s counterpart. He barely made caw noise and anything like that, or he had like a really elongated neck like a real vulture, but he had that big broad body that he's always had. And the cats came up there, and then the other cats, they were like, yeah, we need the stone, we know what's up here. And they were like, well, you can't have it. Basically. And the birds, how can I put it? The birds came off like they would look down upon all the other animals, like they were better than everybody, especially the cats. And Voltaurus, that was his name, basically was like, if you beat me in a race, then you can have it. So Tigra said he'll do it. And when they raced, it looked like Tiger couldn't get the ship to work, but unfortunately it started to work. It got it back in Tiger's favor, and eventually he was able to win, but Voltaurus said he cheated, so they didn't get it, and they blocked him up in solitary confinement for it. But after that, basically the cats escaped, and they used Pumira came and told us, like, okay, we got to get this stone. And she took Vulture Man hostage and basically told him to open up the door to get it, wherever it was. And when they got inside the stone, we find out that they have the tech stone. We find out that each of the stones were separated to different animals on Third Earth. And the birds got the tech stone. So if they take this stone, all their technology will fall and their city will crash down to Earth. So it became a question of should they or should they not do it. And Pumara was just really like, do it. Like, for our people, forget them. And, Lionel's more like, I don't know if we should do this. Even if it is to mean to stop Mumra. But it pretty much ends there, like, to be continued. It's a two-parter. Like I said, this episode was a little bit of a step up amongst the previous episode that came on last Saturday. But this one was pretty decent. It was really interesting to see the take of Vulture Man. I mean, let's face it, Jackal Man in this version is kind of a schizophrenic, crazy man, and sadist, and Slive is still Slive, and Monkey is kind of more of that barbarian-like character. So it was always wondering what they would do with Vulture Man, and he's more of like this sophisticated, preppy, dick, pretty much, in a way. And that's pretty much how he came off. So I didn't mind his take, actually, guys. It was actually kind of fun. From, like I said, from his 80s counterpart I grew up watching, where he was more of the turncoat, and he'll he'll side with anybody for power and things like that. He was more sophisticated, and I kind of can understand why they went with that for the birds. Like, they're better than everybody. You know, we can fly. And I mean, the way they came off, it was like, look, the cats finally found a way to get up to the fly and stuff. It was, it was crazy. It just made it a little more sense. But this episode was a little bit a better step up from last week, and this version of the feliner is much bigger than the last one, but it was still cool, nonetheless. I enjoyed this episode, guys, very much. You guys tell me what you thought of this episode. Tell me what you thought of Vulture, this new incarnation of Vulture Man. That's what I really want to hear. But other than that, I'll see you guys in a little while with the next review.